Aquaculture is the largest growing segment of food production worldwide, with 50% of all seafood coming from aquaculture.
The problem with growing fish for food, you develop a tremendous ammonia load in the water. This ammonia can become hazardous and it destroys colonies of fish. Ammonia is a byproduct of fish excreting. Extremely small quantities of it can pollute an enormous amount of water.
We just didn't know how big a deal it was to fix ammonia.
Kailangan ma-eliminate kagad ang waste dahil maraming laman itong tangke para ma-minimize yung accumulation ng ammonia, nitrites, saka yung mga napapatay sa kanila. Itong circular tank nito, ang kagandahan at advantage nito, yung waste management, especially kung very high ang inyong stocking density. Very efficient to ang waste management ito. Napupunta ho ito sa center pipe. Ayun ho, doon lumalabas yan. Lahat ho ng mga tae, lahat ng mga waste materials, lahat ho ng mga hindi nakain ng mga feeds, lahat ho ng kinain ng tilapia. Diyan ho pumupunta sa gitnang yan. So this was introduced by Rocky French.
Rocky French is one of those fantastic visionaries who's really done sustainable agriculture for the 21st century.
We set up a whole 50-gallon drum of his ammonia water. We started running this, and the ammonia level dropped, and it dropped again.
He's had this big problem of getting rid of ammonia. In fact, he has this natural pond system that takes him between 6 and 8 weeks to get rid of the ammonia. So he was really, really happy to see that we could do the same process that took him 8 weeks in 30 seconds.
That we've been wanting for since 1970s. We already knew our problem way back then.
What we got here is a very exciting moment because the very first time that our technology is being showcased in the field at proper scale. There's an opportunity here to do something really big for aquaculture. The Coachella Valley can be a source of organic fish farming, which is not only more valuable, but will set an example for the rest of the world and change perceptions of farm fish.
When Origin Oil came along, we thought that this company could really move us into the next level of fish production.
I'm very pleased that you all came out to see this technology. It's what I call a technology that goes across the boards and it has many, many different applications. The Q60 is designed to handle two major problems in the fishery industry. In the first instance, the ammonia load. In the second instance, we also want to sterilize the water because we're getting a lot of invasive species into aquaculture that are destroying shrimp farms and fish farms globally. So what we've developed is a system that removes the ammonia that builds up, but also sanitizes the water so we can get rid of the bacterial loads. And the A60 is the new algae harvesting system at a large scale. In aquaculture, this would be a solution to pull algae and pelletize it and make food.
Working with Origin Oil, and they've been doing a great job of creating technologies that are key to the success of the industry.
I am impressed at this technology here.
We are always looking with much optimism to attract technologies and industries that could generate some employment out in these regions, but at the same time, industries that are going to be bringing clean technology.
Origin Oil, thank you for the great work that you're doing here. I think it's amazing. It's impressive. I thought I saw it all. But quite frankly, I have not. I'm impressed. And I also think it's going to create jobs. And I also think there's a lot of potential for all that to grow here.
I firmly believe that this algae harvester is going to be a game changer in this industry.
Most of the expense ho ng pagtitilapia dito sa Amerika ay napupunta yung 30 to 60% ng expenses, operating cost namin ay napupunta lang sa feeds. Most of the technology na ginagawa namin ho dito, yun ho ay mga brainchild ni Rocky French.
We are getting our go-to-market engine, and it drove immediate business for us. So this is becoming a pattern, a model. And this was an event that is the kind of thing we're going to be doing much more of.
There is a taste in here that you cannot find in other vegetables. And the more you eat, the more it's become tasty and you keep on, asking for it.
What this farmer in Hawaii is talking about is not a vegetable, it's a tree. And while Vicky Domingo says it has an unusual flavor, there's more to this tree than meets the taste buds.
You keep on eating and eating and you can feel your body is more energetic, more healthy, and you can see the difference. You're not dropping, you keep on, just so active. You have to remove one by one like this.
Domingo says she has grown this tree on her farm for more than 25 years. She harvests moringa twice a week all year round. Every week, Domingo sends 1,000 pounds of moringa to the mainland. The rest of it ends up here at a Honolulu farmer's market, where most of her customers have eaten it their entire lives.
Well, in the Philippines, it's a third country. In other words, not a rich country. We cannot afford to go to the doctor for medicinal purposes. So we use this in our daily lives so we can have more energy, more vitamins to supplement our daily nutrition in our body.
The tree is called moringa, or as the Filipinos call it, marunggay.
An awful lot of cultures have one or more plants that are kind of markers that people think of themselves when they think of that plant.
Dr. Will McClatchy is an ethnobotanist at the University of Hawaii. He studies the ways that humans interact with plants.
If you drive around Honolulu here, you'll see a lot of houses have at least one marunggay in the yard, maybe a little forest of them, and that's a pretty good indicator that there's a Filipino family there.
Jokingly, we say it our Filipino banner, which is our Filipino flag. Once you see this, that means, oh, Filipino stays there.
Domingo says there are many nutritional and medicinal uses for moringa.
All parts of the tree are usable, from the roots to the stem, to the leaves, to the flowers, and to the pod. The roots, you can use that as a tea. And then the trunk, you can scrape it, squeeze it, get the juice, put in your cut skin, and your skin will heal.
Some of this may be folktale, but some cultures have used moringa as a medicinal plant for thousands of years. McClatchy says moringa is worthy of its reputation as a tree with unusual nutritional properties.
Thank you. Moringa is one of these trees that is a multi-purpose plant that fulfills such a high percentage of kind of basic needs that when people get used to using it, they really can't see what it's like to live without it.
And many cultures don't. Today, moringa is used as a remedy and, in essence, a multivitamin in many of the world's warmest regions.
Moringa is used widely in Africa and South Asia, and it's been introduced into South America and Central America, where it's also being used. So, this is not just a plant of a single community.
We were just talking this morning with one of the owners of this plantation, and he was just telling me how the last time he was here, he had a handful of moringa leaves and that he worked all morning on it and felt great.
Dr. Mark Olson is a botanist and a leading expert on moringa. He teaches at Instituto de Biología, Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México in Mexico City. Here, he is visiting a new moringa farm about 2 hours outside the city limits.
So they've just planted these here, and soon they'll be nice and big.
Olson says that while moringa can grow in places like Mexico or Hawaii, The tree is native to arid subtropical regions, places like Africa and southern India, hot places where Moringa has proven its persistence.
And this is a plant that really does do extraordinarily well in some of the most difficult areas, in areas that are very hot, areas that are very dry, areas where other things are very difficult to cultivate. Look at the little tuber there. This is one of the reasons it survives so well in dry areas. Also, they're storing lots of water in the wood. So that's one of the reasons this is such a remarkable tree. They don't have particularly deep roots. That's sort of a myth about moringas, that they survive because they have deep roots. No, they're storing water in their roots and their trunk.
But Moringa, says Olson, does a lot more than just survive, despite the tree's sometimes scraggly appearance.
I don't think they're actually the most attractive tree. They're more a tree that you look at and you sort of love the way you love a scruffy friend or a scruffy dog. Because the branches sort of splay here and there, and they get burdened down with huge quantities of fruits on them. And that's actually what makes the tree so remarkable, is that it's such a generous tree.
And that's because people have found multiple uses for so much of the tree, including its seeds.
They're full of oil. You press the seeds, and then this wonderful aromatic oil comes oozing out, which you can use for cooking, you can use for cosmetics or lubrication or whatever. And the cake, the press cake, the stuff that's left over after pressing the seed, that is what's used for water purification.
Water purification, Olson says, is especially useful in developing countries where clean water is hard to come by. But the benefits don't stop there.
Some of the things I think are most exciting about moringa is, for example, the high vitamin content. There's a lot of vitamin A in the leaves. And worldwide, that's a problem. A lot of people have problems in development of their eyes because they don't have enough vitamin A.
Moringa's vitamin A content, and its content of vitamins in general, has caught the attention of scientists around the world.
So I started to read about moringa, and I was absolutely amazed about the richness in nutrients, in many antioxidant compounds, in vitamins.
Dr. Monica Marcoux is a pharmacologist who has studied many plants. She has done extensive research on moringa and says it has significant nutritional potency. This subject is one of the topics of her recently published book, Miracle Tree.
To me, it was just a natural pathway from my scientific background and my love for trees to writing this exciting book on one of the most exciting and extraordinary trees of our world.
Marcoux spends much of her time looking at trees and plants, both as a pharmacologist and as an artist. While Marcoux, the nature photographer, is grabbing shots of plants, Marcoux, the pharmacologist, says she has a bigger concern.
We are having an epidemic of cancer and cardiovascular diseases and many other chronic diseases. It's because we basically do not eat what we are supposed to eat. Most of the plants are famous for a particular type of nutrient, like for instance the orange or the lemon is famous for a high content of vitamin C. The spinach, for instance, on the other hand, is famous for its iron content. Moringa is very unusual because this single plant contains a wide variety of nutrients, but also in quite very high amounts.
When I planted those moringa in Mecca, around 5 acres, actually they're selling the fruits or plants here in LA to the Indian people and to the Asian, $5 a pound, actually. And then when Rocky Friends, the wife Alice, who is we are born at the same province. Actually, Rocky and me at the same age. We are born 1957. We are the baby boomer. Then I told the wife, okay, you are from Leyte also. You know the moringa or the malunggay. Maybe you can use that because Alice have this diagnosed with the breast cancer. Actually, perfect in this place, and you see how big is the tree. 2002, when I was doing my feasibility study in aquaculture regarding the live market of tilapia. Anyway, one of the problems that I was able to encounter that I observed especially because in Coachella Valley, most of the tilapia farm are producing their own fingerlings. Anyway, the most expensive feeds are the feeds for fry and fingerlings. It should consist of high protein, high of this, vitamins, high of that, this and that and that. So you must need a superfood for fry and fingerlings. And I am from the Philippines, and we have a tree over there that we use that is high on everything. That's proven scientifically. The Moringa, or we call it the malunggay. So when I saw the malunggay that was there in the farm that they're using just for like a vegetable or part, but not really. So I suggested to Rocky about having this kind of a research and study using malunggay to be used as for feeding to be used for hatchery, for feeding the fry and the fingerlings. However, after we planted that Moringa 2003 in Mecca, around 5 acres, and now Rocky is now using it now as part of his industrial feeding of tilapia. So now he's producing now his own feeds, aside from he got now the energy, the solar power and everything. So now you can see now what we have projected or our vision before that's now coming and being implemented. And red tilapia that I'm trying to purify, this is the only video that I was able to save. It's so important. And now comparing it now, because Rocky even accepted that it's really hard to have this red and golden orange, and as an evidence, I have held the video right now. He got only few of them. Actually, these are my F2s and my F3s of my red tilapia and golden orange when I'm doing my research and development of the broodstock of these reds way back 2002. And it's the only video that I was able to save. And it's how important those videos in aquaculture is the only proof that I have done it. And Rocky accepted that's really hard. Right now you can see you don't have that reds, that's what I'm showing in comparison. Some of the modern equipments that aqua farming tech is using, especially there's the backhoe, okay, and Don Jose is here to give the evidence that we are here, and this is his F-150, and that is the trailer that I stayed when I was here in aqua farming way back 2003 to 2007, and these are the 60-footer tank that part of the modular stacking from 30-footer, then 60-footer, and then this is the like where they do the maintenance, and this is where Rocky Friends before stay, and then we have there the full grow tank. So now they aside from the so now they mix even the fruits to their feeds. Okay, Donald say is taking some of the seeds because we're going to plant it in LA. This is now the place where they do or manufacture their feeds. Mix it specific. And they are the first one. Aqua Farming Tech is again the first one to use Moringa for industrialized tilapia farming. This is some of the mixture that Rocky Friends is doing. They mix it with barley. You see, a high energy feed. You see that? barley, and then we have here some for processed flour for calcium. Okay, then we have here some a combination of different type of what do you call that, corn, or a mixture of different for chicken or what, and then plus the moringa over there. So now they have a different kind of formulation. Okay, this is the moringa tree that the worker of Rocky have harvested all those small branches. That's the way they do that. They this moringa, because winter time is coming, and this will grow again, because there's some moringa here that they use, because every part of this plant or this tree can be used. It is high in all the energy and protein and everything. And this moringa, in Africa they call it never die tree, because this tree will again sprout and be like that tree over there. So this is really amazing how this tree cannot be said it's really a tree, because these are big. This is around, we planted this one maybe 2008 or maybe 2000, maybe Rocky planted around 2010. And now you see, these are the fingerlings in the 30-footer here in Aqua Farming Tech. Okay, a combination of the normal tilapia, and you can see some reds. So the 30-footer, where they grow the from fry to fingerlings. So there you are, and those are the tilapia, the normal ones. And you can see the moringa tree. So we're here with these are the 30-footer for the grow out for you can see here, you see all these tilapia are coming now because they're thinking I'm going to feed them. That is really beautiful, because when you start, even the tilapia, you see that they're not even afraid, because they think it's time for feeding. There you are, you see that? That's really beautiful. They're coming here, they're like trained already. So when they see a human being, they think they're ready for feeding, that even the fish can be trained. You see that? This is a documentation that really, you see, they're coming all over. There you are, they're jumping. Feed me, feed me. Beautiful. And we are ready to go back to LA after informing Rocky that I lost the videos that we have. And here on this side. So this is the place where I stayed before when I'm doing my intensive tilapia farming, and those are, let's pass by the solar panel that is now, we have here the solar panel, and this is the grow out tank. Okay, and these are the solar panel. So now Aqua Farming Tech is self-sustaining in electricity, and at the same time also in feeds. And you go there straight, no, straight, yeah. So the solar panel that is now over here, I think this is more than almost 10 acres, okay, of solar panel. Man, this is a lot of solar panels that is now, because this is the one that they're using right now, running all those big paddy wheels. See, there you are, and you go there, you see, So now, it is self-sustaining even in energy.
Okay. You are a proponent of using moringa as tilapia feeds. Why is that?
Yes. The very reason why I'm so excited about using and seeing the result of 10% as 10% as a component of your feed is we notice that our fish are healthier and there's a big difference in their taste, aftertaste also. I think it's being influenced by the 18 amino acids that's available in the moringa leaf with the 10 essential amino acids and the rest of the non-essential amino acids. This is a plant, the only plant wherein you're able to see 18 amino acids out of 21 amino acids that you need to formulate a feed. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist to appreciate the nature of this moringa.
In mixing moringa in your feeds, say for every 100 kilos of feeds, what would be the percentage of moringa?
The maximum trial that we did was about 30%. You don't want it more than 30% because that's really very difficult to achieve. But a 5 to 10% mixture in your feed is more than enough to make a big difference in your feed formulation. Another thing, if you use moringa, you don't need to use all this extra additive like your premix vitamins because you get it all from the moringa.
Very well.
So you save a lot of money.
Taste-wise, it's better, you say?
Very, very completely different. The taste of your fish is cleaner. And then your omega-3 and your omega-6 is being increased also in the muscle content of your tilapia coming from the moringa.
Growth-wise?
Growth-wise, not a big difference, but health-wise, you can see that you have healthier fish and then you save more money by using moringa as one of your components.
Thank you very much. Rocky French, one of the outstanding tilapia farmers in Southern California, talking about moringa.
Thank you.
This is the audio recording that I recorded around last week of September 2018 to inform Rocky Friends what we lost. The videos that is during our joint research and development in aquaculture starting 2003 up to 2007. And also I told him about my personal journals, which is very important. And he's not really happy when he heard about it. And he told me about, because I told him I'm going to file a case against these people that abuse also their authority, and he's willing to testify and to be a witness to what we lost. And I hope these people who, I don't know really what kind of character or Christian character this corporate pastor have done. And I hope we can give justice to this small congregation and church in that small place in San Valley, California. And let the glory of the Lord be manifest in what I'm doing as a testimonial of my Christian life.
So, tingnan mo yan. So, tatlo na lang ang huntingin mo to complete your 21 amino acids. So, there is no other plant that will give you 21 amino acids at 18 amino acids. Only one. Ano ka pangagaling mo?
Yung nga, kamukha nung yung nakita kong study about moringa. Isipin mo yung moringang yan si doktor, sino ba yung doktor na, naka-capsule.
Marami kami yung binibenta namin. Halos hindi uminom yan
Ano ko nang kuhawa?
Pero yung capsule na yan, that's pure leaf. Ito ngayon ang product ng kaibigan ko. He could send me 8 tons of it. 8 containers of it. So So if you process moringa, yung leaf, ito by product. They could tell you, ano ba dapat? Ito, ano na to, by product na yan. So yan yung mga mid-grade, parang kayo ngayon, kain lang yun ng mga ano dito.
Pero pa. So, yung potential kasi ng moringa, yung kasing kanyang seeds, meron siyang bacteriostatic.
Hindi, yung pads niya.
Yung pads.
So, bacteriostatic. Kaya ginagamit ko yan siya sa feeds ko. Pinag-line namin yan at hinahalo ko.
At the same time, nakokontrol yung...
yung mold.
Yeah.
Yung,
So with moringa, combined with the feeds, na kinukuha mo at the same time, it controls even the may ibang aside from the feeds, it controls the other kasi may bacteria.
Sa kalaban mo dyan. Mold.
Usually pagka winter time, di ba yung sa skin.
Grabe ang malunggay.
So nung kasi nga nakita
in the world, we were the first one that recorded, created, feeds, pag-isda.
Ano ang
sakit ng isda.
Ano ang comparing nung the time nung ginagawa natin, yung bang mortality rate?
Wala, basta may malunggay.
Oh yeah.
Lasa ng isda.
So,
alam nila kung pinapakain ko ng malunggay at hindi.
Wow.
Kung yung bilirita, tanong yung mga Ilocano, pinakain ba ito ng malunggay?
Yeah,
malunggay yan ngayon kasi marami akong malunggay.
Nakita ko nga nakit mga natin yung malunggay, hindi, yung tilapia with a malunggay.
Kasi omega 3, 6, and 9. So, tina-transfer niya. Yan ngayon ang sunod once na consistent na may ka-track down ng yung omega 3, 6, and 9 fats.
Kasi may
transfer niya. Kasi yan ang piniklaim ng mga kalaban.
Yun na nga.
Tilapia raw is no go dahil walang omega 3.
Yeah, yung
malunggay.
Kasi nga, the reason they're claiming that, kasi nga yung if tilapia will grow in a natural habitat. Kasi nga yung most of these tilapia, they are grown sa farm. So, ngayon naman, may study kayo with the malunggay and with all these nutrients na binibigay. That ilang taon yun ang ginagawa yan, Chip? 2 years. So,
nakita mo yung seeds ko siguro. Already accumulated more than 20 million seeds. Ang kwarto yung seeds na.
Wow.
Kasi pag nag-commercialize ka niya, you need 400,000
seeds. Ngayon, yung bang moringa natin na itinanim sa Mekay, anong species yun? Anong klase ng... ilang?
4-leaf yun.
Ha? So, originally from Africa or India?
Most of them originated in...
alam ko yan, near Himalaya, yung original na ko niyan
eh. Yes, all of them originated in that area, in that region. Ngayon, yung isang variety ko dyan, ang bunga niya, 3 or 4 ang haba.
Wow! Gano'ng kalaki?
Ang seeds niya, gajolits kalaki. Yan ang for oil production.
Okay.
Meron din ako niyan.
Ngayon yung...
about 3 million of that seeds.
Yung for oil production, ano naman yung makukuha sa oil niya?
Pagkuha ng oil, siyempre highly specialized.
Hindi nga, saan mo gagamitin naman yung oil na yun na...
Tingnan mo na, Google mo.
Ginagamit.
Grabe.
For medical...
medical, for high precision instruments, for grabe sa oil.
Wow.
Yan ngayon ang mahal ng oil niya.
Magkano naman ang oil?
Meron akong kaibigan niya.
Magkano naman ang oil? Magkano naman yung... Okay.
Meron akong kaibigan involved niyan from Turkey. Lahat ng machineries niya nandyan. Siya nag-extract ng oil noon. Bumaba yung presyo, hindi na worth it. Kasi ang ginagawa niya, bumibili siya ng seeds sa India. Dinadala pa rito. Hinintuan ng US.
Yung
shipment na hindi na niya ginawa. Pero kung nandun ka sa India, still
yeah.
Stuck nila yung oil. Tabay di drum yung oil niya doon. Galing. So oil ng ano is precision instrument, microscope,
Mhm.
Rolex, number 1 yan. Sa Rolex yung naglagay
Wow.
a drop of oil.
Of the yung Moringa oil, ah.
Kasi hindi yan sila disintegrate sa pagagaling ng oil.
Di ba parang yung whale oil.
Well, ano pa.
Yun man ginagamit.
Wala, talo sila.
Talo sila doon. So par Moringa,
So, basta precision instrument.
wow. Kaya nga tinawag na miracle plant eh.
Grabe ang Moringa. Ang problema mo dyan sa Moringa is all the technology at lahat ng nasa isip ng regular person na itanong may herbicide mo, it's not gonna work. So we did a study on that one also. Ang kailangan mo dyan is you harvest twice a week. Tapos you use machinery. Now, planting mo dyan is very hard because winged siya. Mas lang makita mo isang machine ko doon planting ngayon. Yun ang magtatanggal ng fall ng seeds. Malunggay. So you cannot use malunggay seeds in a planter dahil nasa wing na yun.
Yeah, yung wing.
Hindi siya magsa-slide sa shoot.
Mhm.
You take that off, you mix that with graphite para ma-plant mo siya na maging.
Wow.
Dami pa.
Kumbaga sa kanya, sabi mo nga, Chief eh, even itong intensive tilapia farming, sabi mo, hindi nga yung...
Ito yung hyper ko daw,
yun na nga.
liquid oxygen. Laban yan, 140. One horse lang yung tumatakbo na. Pero may na-invento ako na Venture at pinasukan ko siya. Wala na. Itong mga na-anuhan mo.
Yun na nga, this is our obsolete. These are all obsolete, kaya nga, kako nga ganun.
Ang ano niyan ngayon is circular life.
Yeah. That is the
newest
is the and then yan din ang sinusuportahan ngayon ng government dahil nga doon sa climate change na sinasabi nila. Kaya nga yung
was mandated na magawa ng ano kasi tatanggalin nila yung Laguna. Tawag yan sila rito. Sabi nila, gumawa ko nila ng paraan para matanggal na yung
dahil itong Salton Sea, this is a big septic tank. Na if you can do something about it.
Hindi ka pa nakapunta dyan, ano?
Hindi pa.
Punta ka dyan, layo-layo na ng tubig.
Nagkun na.
Mauubos na yun.
Dahil nga doon sa drought eh. Dahil sa drought. Grabe yan. So ang concentration ngayon ng so ilang PPT na itong wow. Dati nandito ako 45 lang.
Nakakuha ko lang ng tubig kasi may eksperimento ako dyan. Gamitin ko siya sa may mga series ako.
Ngayon yung salt niya. So nga, you can use that in industrializing the kulang silang iodine, di ba? Kamo gano'n? Or something
wala siyang iodine.
Yeah, pero yung salt niya, you can use in other oh yeah, sa ice. So itong malaki ang potential nito for kasi may salt bed nga yan na natunaw. Kaya lang alam mo yung kinakatakot ko dito? Dahil yan ano mo yung mga gases na nandun sa ilalim yan lumabas na. Pagka na, wow. Pagka disaster ito malaki. Wow. Ako, this is a ticking time bomb. Dahil sa Africa, may lake doon. Hindi na malaman why people died. Yan, hindi na alam. Kaya nga akong ganun Alam kaya akong mga tao.
Pero ito naman hindi siguro kasi mababa siya. Yung mga lake sa Africa na nagkaroon ng gano'n, lumabas yung
carbon na yung mga methane gas, lahat yung mga kasi nga.
Gabi na tutulog. So anong ginawa ng mga scientists doon? Nagulog lang sila ng tube na may na may compressor o slowly nililinis nila slowly.
Kasi yung methane gas na nandito sa ilalim niyan pwede mong gamitin na maraming gamit yan. At pero yung tilapia dyan, sayang ba? Wala na.
Wala na.
Ay.
Original na yung mga salty.
Yeah.
Pero nakahabol ako niyan. Kumuha ako niyan.
Tinabi mo sana.
Kumuha ko ng ilan dyan, kinross ko siya, then inismagol namin sa Pilipinas kasi may area doon up north. Na mataas ang salinity. Yun ang ginamit nila. Tuwa sila.
Dahil ko nito pure species ito Saka meron lang ko nito genetic drip na sabi nga sa akin nung that is a natural treasure. in which can be used.
Wala namang nagko-concentrate mo kung paano gamitin.
Ikaw, ba't di mo, kasi this is a tilapia that can correct, and this is a tilapia that can be used for international fish farming ba sa international waters, naka-cage.
May pinasok na nila sa galing Africa yung tilapia, na ngayon kini-cage culture na nila sa Pilipinas.
Sa dagat. Pero mas maganda ito.
Hindi, tilapia, pinasok nila, and then ginagamit na nila sa dagat.
Ano naman ang kwan?
Saltwater species.
Talagang, pero ito,
Wala. Talagang provide siya sa dagat.
pero ito ang talagang,
Ito, noon.
the number one ito. This is kasi una-una nga kakong ganun talagang ito natural na nag-evolve. Hindi ba yung biglaan dahil when the Salton Sea, yung unang freshwater, way back 1950s yata, i-introduce o 60s, yung galing sa Hawaii. Suddenly, daan-daan, saka na lang muna eh. And then, by the time they know, there's already tilapia center ng Salton Sea. Ngayon, that one evolved. Talagang natural ba? Walang kaya ito ang considered as the only cichlid tilapia that can survive sa salinity na pago. Pwedeng ilagay nga yan sa Red Sea eh. Well, ako ang ganun, kay Jose, you know what, Rocky, that is his baby, aquaculture. Kaya ako ganun kay Jose, I'm concentrating in my renewable energy. Dahil unang-una ka akong ganun eh. Yeah. And then, anyway.
Dami-dami ko ngayong mga invention na makakatulong sa Pinas. Problema daw ganito yan. Ang malaking problema sa Pilipinas, pag-harvest during rainy season, binibentahan ng mga farmers ang palay nila 5 peso a kilo. So, kunin niya ng insect, i-dry, gilingin, balik sa kanila ng 45 pesos a kilo.
Wow. Dahil unang-una kasi.
Ano ang in between?
Middleman.
Wala sila, middleman, so wala silang ways to dry it. Kaya ako ng dryer na inimbento dyan na para sa kanila, na magamit nila, mura, magamit nila, and sustainable. So, ang concept niya is ganito. Meron kang solar, meron kang battery, meron kang heater blower, so, charge ng solar mo yung battery, yung heater blower mo is DC, ang battery. So, andar siya ng andar, you have an enclosure. Diyan o pala. You know, so many things doon.
Kaya nga yung
ang dami ba na gagawin na instant na magawa mo, makatulong na agad.
Kasi nga yung kiniklaim ko nga, okay, like Rocky Friends, we have done something out of the box. It's not because we are a businessman. We want to really help humanity. Dahil unang-una kasi, the legacy, it's like, saka isa pa. Yeah. Kasi nga unang-una nga, the most important invention came from those people that have this kind of passion. Yeah. Dahil unang-una nga akong ganun eh. When I was there in Rocky, being an independent researcher, everybody is laughing ba? Pinagtatawanan ka ba? Yung pag bibidyo-bidyo ko eh, pinagtatawanan nila. In which hindi, kasi nga akong ganun. I don't have to argue to anybody that don't know what is my purpose. Ngayon, yung video mga nandoon nga na ginawa natin, grabe ba? Kaya ko lang naman hindi kinonchip dahil nga ongoing yung kaso namin na the reason that I did not even touch anything. Maybe, yeah. Kasi nga eh,
water or evaporate? I just have one of those too. But it's not cold right now. I have to put them on a refrigerator. Then get water. Yeah, hey, this is our last day, so we need to. Then maybe if I
Eh, kasi nga yung
Dami, Chef, kaya yung ano ninyo, don't waste your time.
Nope.
Don't waste.
Nope.
Sa ngayong age natin.
Yeah.
Alam mo, ilan na lang living days mo?
Pareho tayo.
I only have 1,360 days.
Pareho tayo.
Pwede ko na yung markahan yan every day.
Pareho tayo.
Kasi let's say, I still have 10 years.
Yeah.
Half of that tulog ako. So
Ito
10 years times 365, 10 is 3,650 divided by 2. Yun na lang ang waiting days.
Kasi nga, ako nga ganun dito
Paano
kay...
pa nga,
Ako nga dito kay...
nakahabol ako ng mga gagawin ko na makakatulong. Alam mo, mga binabago ko niyan ngayon na invention, Chef. Yung... itat kayo dahil...
Sayang ba yung... Kasi yung kamukha yung ni Jack, he is willing to learn from you. Grabe ba? Ako kakong ganun nga Ako napupambatit na if I can only bring back.
Hey, you know, you have to mix a little diesel there and a little oil.
Kasi nga yung...
So, all professionals.
Sa edad natin ito si Pe.
You have to really...
Kaya na nga, kakong ganun.
I have about 2 more years dito. After that, I'm done.
Kasi nga ako kakong ganun kay Donate. The reason I have chosen the ministry, because a visionary or a researcher, once you start something na ni-research mo, it branches, marami ka bang makikita. It branches to different kind of, kumukha ka ako nung una I'm only thinking about putting up a business, kami magkapatid. When I saw what they're doing here, wow. And then I go deeper sa ano ba yung mga kuwan. And then kaya ako nag-start sa broodstock development dahil yung nakita ko na medyo may konting this is the only way if you can really develop a broodstock that you know. Yan kasi yung one way yan ang produce mo So if you have
problema access ng different
yun na nga yun na nga kaya nga nung sinabi mo
na pag mga hybrid ka na
wala na
itong nangyayari if you breed them to have nice color you sacrifice the other traits pag nag-concentrate ka sa isang traits sacrifice yung ibang traits
yung bang odds of probability that you can get this kind of color kaya yung sa akin yung kulay na napakaganda that is came from Salton Sea sayang yung chip dahil yung bang nakuha na natin kulay and then now you now develop yung you develop yung paglaki hindi mo na makukuha kumuga sa tama kasi you have to sacrifice kasi yan isa yan so now you have the color kasi yung kulay na nakuha natin pati yung golden orange cherry red wow kahong ano
cherry red wala yung orange lang
yung cherry red
cherry red, common na yan. Yung nakuha kong bago ngayon sa Chinese na yan, cherry red. Tangay na niya. Dami pa rin problema kasi black chest siya Hindi siya black chest kaya walang...
Pero nakuha na natin yan napuro na nga natin noon. Kaya lang nga, yung growth rate niya, yun yung problema. So, you have now...
timingan pa na nagmahal ang face. Putang sabi ko.
Saka nakita ko yung ibang isda noon parang may baluktot yung buntot na may defect. Ano kakong ganun. So, however, yung una kasing ko natin is to purify yung kulay. Then after that, yung growth rate ngayon ang tipin na natin. Kasi nga, you cannot do it one time Kunyan because because you're here trying to customize ba? Para sa farm mo lang ba? Kasi nga, unang-una kasi, yung sinasabi niya, yung bloodline. Ang hirap ba yung development? Parang manok din, sinasabi mo lang mga chef. Na, kung wala kang alam sa genetics, yung mga F1, F2, ako nga, kaya nung, nakita ko.
So, big issue naman, Pilipinas. The only time na nagkaroon ng malaking development dyan in Philippines was only during the time of Marcos. So, time of Marcos, National Irrigation System, National Electrification, national road, national bridges. Nagawa yung lahat ni Marcos at this time. Nung nawala na si Marcos, not 1 foot of the irrigation was added. So I was mandated to come up with an idea. Tinawagan nila.
Kamusta naman yung
Solar.
kasi si Duterte, taga Mindanao yun eh. Si Duterte, taga Mindanao, nakita ko nga yung nagugol ko yung mga Muslim na pumunta dito na si that Rocky Friends who is from Takurong, Sultan Kudarat. You are considered their who is now.
Pero ang problemang malaki doon, tubig.
Yung mga taga CLS yung na nagpunta dito na may mga doctorate degree, ano naman ang ginawa?
Sa hatchery naman yun. Sa pigs. Pero ang problema doon na yung tubig. So ngayon, ang well drilling technology doon, time pa ng Egyptian.
Wow.
Ibig sabihin, ganito yan siya. Ganito yan, sila. Kaya nagpo-collapse.
Yeah, okay.
So maglagay sila ng pipe. Diba? Ganito pipe. Lagay sila ng another pipe dito sa loob. Diba? Pipe yan. Tutusok nila na ito nakakonect sa pump. So, may water pump ka rito.
Yeah.
Kukuha ka ng tubig dito sa supply mo, ipapump niya, may pressure. Tatamaan ang lupa rito. So,
Yeah.
i-displace niya.
Yeah.
Diba?
Okay.
I-displace niya bato, lupa. Yan ang typical na
na ginagawa nila.
Until now.
Okay.
So ngayon, ano niyan, ang utak niyan, mga Ilocano. And then, habang ginagawa yon, hinihila na black na tinutusok niya. Remember that old system. So until now, ganun pa rin. So ngayon, what happens, after na nag-decide na sila na may tubig na, sabi nila, okay, may tubig na, tatanggalin nila ito. Then maglagay sila ng pump. So pag-pump nila ng tubig dito, nagkakabitate ka dito.
Yeah, okay.
Dahil dito ka nagsasak na.
Yeah.
So pagkabitate niya, mag-collapse.
Wala
Here
na.
comes the, sabi niya, sir, naubos na natin yung tubig.
So, ikaklag.
Ikaklag niya.
Pero hindi pa
reality,
na naubos.
Hindi.
Nagklag lang.
Clag.
Okay.
Hindi siya nag-clag. So ngayon, kung babalikan mo siya at ipa-open mo uli,
Same thing.
na-pump ka ng 1 week. Same thing ang mangyayari. Because they will realize na hindi ganun ang paggagawa ng well. Kaya paano ko yan nalaman? Dahil sa exposure ko rito.
Yeah.
So what you do, pag yan ang pipe mo, kailangan yung ilalim ng pipe mo na to sarado. But since ang technique nila is ganyan tusok-tusok, hindi nila madi-displace yung material dito. Okay, you see now the point? Because your pipe needs to be closed. So when you pump, hindi magkabitate dito. Because water, ang intrusion ng water is dito sa slots niya, which is about 150,000 slots. So dito nang gagaling yung tubig.
So dapat yung
yung binubutas mo dito, tanggalin mo na ito. At may rotary drill ka na. Pagtanggal mo, ihulog mo itong pipe na ang slots niya is 150,000 slots. Ang tubig dito.
Yung bang ginagawa yung oil, sa oil. Yung ibang technology ng oil.
Basta, ay hindi technology. Basta huwag mong gawin ito. Kasi kintuwa ito dyan Egyptian.
Simple lang.
So, kaya tingnan mo yan.
Yeah.
Kabitate, sila ng pump. Dito ang pump nila, isasak niya from here. Okay, dito. Slots, puno ito ng tubig. Di ba? So, yung pipe mo sarado eh. Slots lang siya. So, yung tubig, pasok dyan sa slot. Ngayon, pag nag-pump ka, naglalagay ka ng another column dito. Somewhere along the line, kung dito yung water level mo, dyan ka lang kumukuha. Di ba? So, wala. Explain ko yan sa mga engineer para mabuang sila.
Yung bakwan mo dito, yung pump. Kamusta naman yung water level dito? Tumaas na.
Kasi ang nangyari, ni-require kami magbayad ng may meter na yun.
Oh, yeah?
Every month yan, every 15 days, nire-reading ng water distance.
Wow.
So, mabayad ka, nire-recharge nila doon sa bundok.
Eh, itong solar mo naman?
Yan, nagsusupply.
How many yung na-reduce na yung...
Yan ngayon, pag wala ka, ganito yan ngayon. Pag nagtipis farm ka, solar, wala kang feedmill.
Patay ka. Forget it. Di ba? Kasi yun nga ang una mong sinabi eh. This is the first na kumakain ng Especially pagka nag-expand ka na, lumaki ka na.
Oh, wala ka talaga kasi non-stop
Yeah.
yung pag-increase
Yeah.
ng electricity. Non-stop kasi dinadagdagan nila every year.
Itong solar mo.
8 watts lang yan, $8 cents per watts lang yan. Ngayon, almost 37 cents per watt. Every day,
Sino nagmi-maintain ng solar panel mo?
kami rin.
Kayo rin. Ilang taon na yan, sir? So, pare,
Grabe.
hindi, yung bang kanyang performance so far?
This is thin film technology. This is the best na ganitong ganyan.
Okay.
Pero nilagyan ko yan ng mga washer system. Sabi, divert ko lang tubig. Ay, sprinkler.
Yung sa yung panel.
So, yun na nga yan. Mamamaya, ikasampo.
Para ikog ba, maibigyo. Yun naman sa feeds mo.
That is where the beauty came. Actually,
Ilang percent ang na-reduce na by manufacturing your own fish
bumili
meal?
ka ng feeds ngayon, mga ano siya, ngayon mga 40 cents.
Okay. So,
Pag tumira ako ng sarili kong formulation na baba sa 18,
wala bang umu-order sa'yo?
hindi pwede check.
Oh, you are under research. Under research ka pa rin.
Ito palaging ganun ka. Kasi pag nagbenta ka,
Yari ka.
papasok ka sa isang field na maraming regulation.
Yeah, of course.
So itong sarili mo lang to.
Ngayon, ito ba'y pinapand ng government for research and something? Wala pa.
Sa sariling panding. Ang dami naman. Punta nag-umpisa kami dyan ni Flavio, palang. Pala lang kami. Now, pag pinasok ko yung malunggay, drop to about 8 cents.
Wow.
Kaya, ano talaga ako sa malunggay. Kaya kulit ako ng kulit ng seeds.
So how many kind of variety na yung nasa iyo?
May Nicaraguan ako. Meron akong Philippines. Meron akong India. Hindi ko na inaano yung specific variety nila. Meron akong red. Yung red na malunggay.
So, meron ka nung mga pure species na... Kasi yan, pwede mong ikuan yan develop a certain type of malunggay na ikaw lang ang meron. That is... naku, grabe yan. Ang laking pera niyan. At saka yung cannabis. Kako nga
Sabi,
medyo
yung
oil.
up with big companies.
Yung oil lang.
Kasi ang kinakalaban mo ngayon sa Colorado is mammoth companies.
Well, anyway,
Giant.
Hindi ka sabi nga
alam mo, Jeff, scientist lahat ang nandun. Hindi na regular tao. They can afford to hire the best scientists. They can afford to make the best technology.
Doon ka na lang sa malunggay.
Nakat nila yung growth by another
Grabe.
how many days.
Grabe.
Pero pag tubig ng isda, ang ano man tawag niya?
Yung kanila, yung
yeah. Pag tinira mo ng tubig ng isda, you increase it by 3 times.
Wow.
Yan ang bago.
Ngayon, mag-consultate ka na lang sa malunggay at least you're the person. Diba? Bigyan mo.
Kasi alis ang marami yan.
Kasi kakakuha mo. Yung malunggay na yan yung health mo talaga. Wow. Kasi nga, meron siyang property, may detoxifying property, plus yung antioxidants niya. Anak ng kakakako, this is the miracle tree talaga.
Nung inumpisan ko yung malunggay at tinanggal ko yung ganyan dito, paduro, ang gamit.
Ano nangyari sa jetropa mo?
Wala talaga, yung dito pa nila.
Wala.
Tinira ng bugs.
Oh, yeah?
Tinira ng bugs, kubot-kubad.
Anak na ko. Yung malunggay resistant sa kwan yan
That's the only tree
na-resistant nga sa mga... Yun na nga Ang tawag nga sa malunggay sa Africa never die.
No, the hard to kill tree.
Anak na. Akala mo patay na